Today. We worked some coming out, as you saw, a little bit of 2-minute, some third and fourth down management at the midfield area, and then a chance to move it a little bit. And so a lot of this will end up reflecting on personnel issues, depth issues, as that was the main intent, is to kind of see if we could solidify any extra players that we might want to take with us when we go to Virginia who might be able to be a special teams player, as we worked all 4 special teams today. And so the most important function of today was to identify personnel. We found out a little bit more in terms of execution on either side and in certain situations, and so that was the intent.
Have scout team guys began to populate in your mind already in terms of?
Yeah, this was kind of the last chance before going into game week of some players that might be on the bubble here or there, if they're included or not included. Not that that's set forever through the season, but kind of in getting ready for the first week.
Are you comfortable in naming anybody that maybe jumped off the bubble into an active role for you heading into the season?
No, too much happening all at once to be able to solidify that, and I don't have enough feel as to what those look like without seeing it on film and being able to rewind it and etc.
Cornerback situation, too deep developing there. Who are the
Corner?
guys? Cornerback, yeah.
Yeah, so field corner, Rob Daniel, and at this point, Michael Davis, Eric Thornton. That's what it would look like. Boundary corner would include Mike Haig, Sky Pove, Dallin Levitt, and so those would be the top 6, and that's pretty good.
We saw Craig Mills walk off with the doctor. What's the?
I think he hurt his shoulder on the last tackle. I don't know if he hurt it, if it's bad or if it's not bad, but I think that's what happened.
Nose tackles Ethan back there permanently, or?
Yeah, for now. So behind him, Marcus Johnson, and behind him, if I were to go today, probably John Raheem Peoples, and that would be on a limited role. But we're still looking for the best combination. There might be situations too where Ethan's at end and one of those other guys is at nose.
Moving Ethan back, does that have much to do with the cornerback issues, shoring up the front 7?
No, it's just more of getting the right depth and having the ability to get 6 D linemen rather than 4 or 5, and so Ethan can play both, which helps. We've really been focused on who the next nose is, and Marcus has kind of emerged as that next player. And then John Raheem, almost just sheer by size, and what he occupies in there is probably the next.
If Ethan's inside, maybe your top 4 ends include Bronson, Remington, then you go to who?
Well, then what would happen is that then it would go back to Ethan, because we would move him to make him another end. 4th isn't really identifiable right now, I would say. So
is Austin Holt in the mix there, do you think?
The rest are, including Austin, are still kind of a battling. That's why they got the majority work today. So if we can find that end, the 4th end, that would be great.
Do you foresee Spencer Hadley seeing more time at Buck or outside?
Yeah, we started on Monday cross-training Spencer, basically because Alani Fua has done such a nice job at Sam with the intent to put the best 4 linebackers on the field at the same time. And so that would look like Alani at Sam, Wani Unga, Spencer Hadley at Mike and Buck, and Kyle at Will. And then if for some reason we need a more physical edge, or if Wani through game experience is struggling, then Spencer has the ability to play there, and then we can elevate either Tyler Beck or Manoa Pakula as the next inside linebacker.
Who do you have behind Sorensen and Bills right now?
Behind Sorensen and Bills, let's see. Behind Daniel Sorensen is Michael Wadsworth and Kai Nakua, and behind Bills is Blake Morgan and Drew Riley.
Does it feel like Virginia's right around the corner, or does that still feel?
No, not yet. So we'll spend our entire day tomorrow as a coaching staff shifting to Virginia, and then we'll practice the following day, Virginia specific. Then it will feel like Virginia. So there's kind of segments, and so I really haven't looked ahead yet.
With camp ending today, do you assess your readiness level or your progress? Are you ahead of schedule?
It's hard to say. I think that our knowledge of the offensive system and the tempo is probably ahead of where I thought it is. Execution we'll have to see on game day, really. So hard to call on that one. I think we have a good idea of personnel. I think we've trained our habits and trained our situations well enough for this point. Now playing will tell us more.
How is Ammon Olsen doing, and what does he still have to accomplish?
Yeah, Ammon is doing really well. He is He's currently Taysom's backup like he was coming in. He's done a really nice and effective job of moving the team through fall camp. And then critical situations and ball security, those two things together, the more critical the situation, the more focus on ball security, I would say, would be areas of improvement.
We haven't seen all your practices, Coach, but was today's last couple series in terms of actual hitting some of the best hitting you guys have done in camp?
It's been similar to this. The main difference the last couple series was just running backs running physical. So Algie Brown, and then I would say Mike Elisa, and I would say Paul. Today, all three of those guys I thought ran with a physical presence, which then lends to practice being more physical. And you start hearing things differently, etc. And so I think that was, toward the end, one of the things I was most pleased with is running the ball with a physical presence.
Taysom described the offense as kind of sluggish, especially right off the top. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say that through the majority of the day until we gave the ball to Algie at the end. Paul Lasike had some nice runs, but until the very end, in 2 minute, the very last 2 minute drive, I would say, so it's not the last couple series, maybe the last drive is when there started to be a player emerge with physical presence. Okay.
What do you got Fui doing?
I don't have him doing anything. Tom has him working in the administration, so, but I love having him around. He looks like a D lineman now.